Okay, so welcome back to another video of us discussing and playing heavy metal and just enjoying being part of that community. And this really is a video after I've done just a fair amount of that. So as you can see at the start, I'm just playing through a bit of a new track that I'm working on, and this EP is getting pretty solid. I've kind of forgotten and moved past a few tracks that were not necessarily keepers, but now I'm quite happy that I've got some new ones that are contenders for really making the EP or the album just a solid experience from start to finish. Certainly from my perspective, and I hope some of you enjoy that going forward. So so it's been a week or two since my last video, and what I've done since then is I've been to see a concert, and what I wanted to discuss in this video is why going to see live music is important. So I've not scripted this, I don't have any questions or anything like that, so I'm hopefully going to get all this in order just to share my thoughts on it really. And yeah, what a fantastic night it was. So if anyone watching my videos of you were at this concert too, you know, I feel that we were lucky to share that experience. So I went to Alexandra Palace in London on, I think it was the 8th, so a couple of weeks ago now, week and a bit, and my neck has only just recovered. It was that much of a night that, you know, the headbanging, the moshing, getting in the pit, and it was outstanding. It was fantastic. To see that many people there, can't imagine how many people are actually there. But what I would say is that, you know, whilst I'm playing here, and you can see at the start, I've been playing some of my stuff live through, and that's kind of why I'm doing it. Is because it'd be nice to think that people listen to your material and that you can share your creative spirit with other people. But I think if you make music and if you are looking to explore what music's out there, you know, your Spotify, buying your CDs, your vinyl stuff, if you can, I really would recommend that you go out and see these bands live. So, Alexandra Palace, it's just happened. So we had Humanity's Last Breath. For me, they were the most important one of the night, but when it came to it, I'm a fan of all the bands, but, you know, Humanity's Last Breath, to see Bust Oderholm and the rest of the crew on stage performing that monstrosity, Godhood and Labyrinthian and all that live was for me, that was something special. I was just looking up like, this is it. And we had Shadow of Intent. Again, phenomenal, really, really fast, genty grooves with thrash stuff going on there, really intense experience. And then we had, who did we have? We had Whitechapel. And then we had Lorna Shore. And to see Will Ramos on the stage, probably 10 or 15 meters, maybe 20 meters away from him. You know, not that I'm a fanboy, but, you know, to see these people up close really was quite special. To watch him doing his thing, you know, his exceptional vocal gymnastics that he does. And for him to tell us that he had the flu and he wasn't on good form was a little odd to then watch him just belt out To the Hellfire, the outro to that, and every other track that followed. It was just disgusting. And the pyrotechnics as they were going off, getting that blast of heat from there, it was absolutely absurd. And it's I will remember it for a very long time. Grabbed a pizza, grabbed a few beers, grabbed a few tequilas with a friend from work. Just started to really unwind and look around, and like, what a great community heavy metal is. And it was really good to just look around at all the merch stores, and quite disappointed I couldn't get anything I wanted in the size or the colour. Everything was all sold out, all the sizes were gone as soon as I got there. But, you know, it was really good to be there and part of that community. You know, as life goes by, it's these few moments where you get together to spend that time in the room with people. And since I've put a lot of this stuff on the YouTube Shorts, not so much on Instagram, but yeah, I'm on there occasionally, but on YouTube Shorts, there's definitely a lot of people watching and these snippets and kind of looking in and wishing they had gone. You know, and I think it's a shame that some people can't attend because of where these bands decide to play with. But, you know, what I will say is that, you know, playing in the room, so I've got my guitars and things here. And I think it just makes you realise how lucky you all are to have all this gear. I've got this guitar, I've got my monitors here, I've got my Toadmaster Pro, to be able to create this music and get to the point where if you had the right people in the right room, you could do a live gig with this sort of stuff. Personally, as a music kind of I wouldn't say connoisseur, but I enjoy music to a slightly deeper level, not just listening but creating as well. To have monitors in the room and to crank it is really something special and different compared to just putting it on your earphones or whatever. But to then watch a band live, to watch, I don't know, 10, 15, 20, 30 kilowatt PA rig, just giving it the beans, every bit the low frequency being represented exactly as you hear it on the album, distortion free. It was just phenomenal. And I can't help but think I'm very lucky with that. So I've seen, in the last couple of years, I've seen Meshuggah twice. I've seen, who have I seen? I've seen North Lane, I've seen Sleep Token, a few boos maybe from hearing that. But, there's a place for Sleep Token. There is a place. They scratch an itch. And so Meshuggah are my favourite band. Humanity's Last Breath are that close tying up there with me. But to see Meshuggah at the Royal Albert Hall was something special. To see North Lane kind of warm up for Sleep Token, I didn't really know anything about North Lane at the time, but they've become, a staple of what I listen to now. So I suppose with this video, me playing at the start there, going back to that, I think we've really got to be honest about what we're doing it all for, and it isn't but for the kudos, for the feedback from people. You just enjoy music, and if only a couple of people heard what I'm doing, I'm grateful for that. The fact that the channel's growing nicely, I'm really happy that I'm remaining true to what I believe the channel is me. It reflects me, so my music production, the channel, the mixing and stuff, and I'll try and strike a nice balance of not just guitar work, but also the mixing and mastering and the production stuff. So it reflects who I am. So I don't just play guitar. I mean, I probably should practice more guitar. My guitar skills are dropping a bit, but I'm able to put together a track, the bass, the drums, the EQ, all the post-production stuff, the mixing, the mastering. I can do all of that, so I could put together a track. So if anyone is following me and would like to collaborate something, my door is open. Please do reach out and let's make some stuff. So I won't go on too much more, hopefully. I just wanted to just to reflect on how happy I am that I've been to see these concerts, and I feel very privileged to have done so. These bands make this music in either these bedroom scenarios, or they start off like that until they become big. And until someone's heard of them and they get mainstream, like they're just noise in the corner. And us, the community that share, comment on, get interested in, buy the merch, the hoodies, the tops, the hats, all that stuff. I think I've got some North Lane pyjamas, for Christ. Those of us that do that, I think it's really important that we keep doing that while we can, because the industry is in a very funny place that Spotify doesn't generate any revenue that of any note, I don't think. And it's a very strange business model for those that are on it, but it gets the music out there. It's an advertising way of, this is my music. So when you go to these gigs, like I certainly bought the tickets from myself and a friend from work. I was looking to buy some merch, but disappointingly didn't have it in my size and colour and all that. So, I left empty-handed. But I will go on the merch shops for these bands. I'll buy some Lorna Shore stuff. I'll buy some more HLB stuff. Shadow of Intent, it really surprised me. I've not heard too much of them, but they were killer. And between each big band as well, nice little break. Off you go to the bar, couple of tequilas or whatever, and it was just a great place to be. So if anyone's listening to me now that you were there, I hope you had a phenomenal night too. Maybe we bumped into each other. The mosh pits, towards the end, it was a bit busy. Yeah, no, I mean, I'm a little bit older than some of the younger crowd that are there, and I'm used to it. I'm a bit more robust from serving in the military and whatnot. I'm used to a bit of getting a kick in, but it was good fun. I did leave with a few bruises and a very, very sore neck. So I just want to spread some love out there for everyone that's into this. Let's keep it going. Keep the metal community on the surface, and let all the pop music and whatever's going on now. Power to all the people that are doing it, but being popular doesn't mean it's necessarily good, and being unpopular doesn't necessarily mean it's bad either. There's some of the biggest bands like Humanity's Last Breath that I listen to, and you watch the view counts for some of their videos, and compared to what is popular, you've got 10, 20, 30,000 people watching a video in a week that's brand new and it's absolute kicking, an absolute smacker of a track. And you'll get some of the mainstream pop that will release something and it will have millions of views in a day or two. It's just disproportional. So don't be disheartened if you're making stuff. I kind of let go of that a long time ago. As I say, I'm a little bit older than some other people on the tubes, but I just make music. I love picking up my instrument and playing stuff and going to these venues and supporting the bands. And I've just made peace with that. But if you can be a little slice of that community, just keep doing it. So with regards to any, on the channel, any reviews of gear and stuff, I'll review what I've got, but unless the opportunity comes to kind of to test stuff, I'm not going to copy what the other channels are doing, just buy something and return it and all that kind of stuff. But if you're interested in what I'm doing, what makes my sound, I'll keep doing that, and just for me to get out there as well, because I'm hoping this will be the backdrop to this EP or album I'm doing soon, so people can understand how I made it, what I'm about, going to these concerts and gigs, buying the merch, buying the guitars, tweaking this stuff here, doing what I can in my own bedroom, and just making the best of it, and hopefully someone will enjoy the other end of it. So, it's really worth reflecting that life is very short, and to not see, not say your heroes or your idols, but to see those people that you respect, their craftsmanship on the stage. There's nothing like it. I mean, I've seen Metallica a couple of times, luckily as well, and just bands like that, Limp Bizkit, again, Meshuggah for me, seeing Fred and Jens up there, and Thomas on the kit, it's incredible. So, but stay with me, stay with the channel. Please do like and subscribe, and just check in and say hello. Just be a friend, say hello, and let's talk metal, let's talk instruments. Even if you don't like what I'm doing, and you think, well, actually that's not very good, let me know, and I'm happy to listen and learn from what you're doing and do better. But from the years I've been doing it, I've got into a bit of a craft. I can put stuff together, and hopefully, it's of interest to someone. So I'll leave you to it, guys. But have yourselves a good week, and I'll post another one at the end of the week.